All right, so this one is going to be a lightning round.
Okay.
What we wish we knew before we found each other. So, what do we wish we knew before we met? So I'll go first. I wish I knew that love isn't earned. For decades, I thought that love comes with a receipt, and that if I want to be loved by the other side, I need to do for them. I need to give. I need to be useful. I need to be helpful. And there's nothing wrong with being useful and helpful and a giver. But when that comes as a condition to be loved, it's simply inauthentic and it caused me a lot of problems. So I wish I knew at 20 that love doesn't come with a receipt. How about you?
For me, I wish I knew that setting boundary wasn't me. It's actually the most loving things that I can do for myself and others. So I used to overgiving and pleasing and losing myself and thinking this is like an act of kindness. But actually, act of kindness is supposed to be love kind to myself first
Yeah.
before you do for others. So boundaries really saved my life.
Learning how to say no.
Yeah, learning how to say no. Yes.
I wish I knew that calm and peaceful is not boring. My nervous system that was used to chaos and women that I grew up with that were yelling and screaming and throwing stuff around, that's what I was used to. That was my familiar space. That was home for me as a kid. So as I was attracting partners before I met Rachel, it was the chaotic type. It was the sometimes the loud type, and that felt like home. But was it healthy? Far from that. So when you showed up, peaceful, steady, no drama, no chaos, I thought something was odd. I thought something was weird. But then I realized I need to learn to trust it. And that's how healthy relationships should be. Not the drama type, not the chaos type. So I wish I knew that when I was younger.
So for me, I wish that I knew that the right person doesn't complete me or complete me. So I feel like I already complete and they are here to compliment me. So I was whole before I meet you and it really added flavor and value to my life and it's healthier that way.
Yeah, I remember before we met, talking about that at one point one of my exes said, if you ever left me, I don't know that I can keep going, which was kind of like very dark. And even back then, I realized that something was off with that statement. And I said, actually, if for whatever reason you chose to leave me, I will be fine. It will be painful. I'm sure I'll hurt for a while, but I'll be fine. I'll keep going. Even intuitively, it was clear to me that, like you said, they don't complete us. They complement us. They add to our life.
Yes.
I wish I asked better questions when I was meeting women before we met. Not what do you do for work, not how was your weekend, but rather tell me about a time that you were wrong and what did you learn? And you'd be surprised how certain types that cannot admit fault struggle with that question. And that would be a fantastic clue as you get to know somebody. Okay, if it's somebody who cannot face that sometimes they might make a mistake and it's okay to admit that, that might be a tricky partner to partner with. Um, Rachel had no problem with that. I noticed that right away. You have no problem saying, yeah, you know what, I shouldn't have done that, and next time I know better. So that was a good lesson for me that I could have used when I was younger.
Yeah, that's a great one. I think that another thing is I wish I knew that divine timing is real, and I believe that. So I always have this trust and have faith. Just like how we met in the, I feel like it's a miraculous way. And I feel like if we had met like 5 years ago, we probably won't be ready.
5 years earlier.
Yeah, earlier. Yeah, we probably wouldn't work because we haven't done our shadow work and we have no idea who we are yet, and then we try to get into it.
A serious commitment.
Yeah, I think the important thing is don't rush, have patience, because the right person will meet when you heal. So when the other person heal and you heal and you come together, that's a completion right there.
And it's not about healing and being perfect.
Yes.
We'll never be, otherwise you'll wait until you're 90.
Mm-hmm.
But rather about being healed enough
Yes.
to not make a mess out of the next relationship.
Right.
So that's our list. What do you wish you knew before your last relationship? Drop it in the comments. And if this helped, subscribe to the Sacred Love Letter. Free weekly insights, link below. See you next time. I'm Haim.
I'm Rachel.
Be Love Media.